Hello, this is Palagi. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and today we're going to take a look at a couple of my very favorite pen lights. These are EDC lights, lights that I actually use every day. Now, I've been carrying the Preon 2 for longer, but anyway, today I'm just going to kind of weigh in on both of these and give you my opinions and impressions on these, okay? Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these two, and we'll go ahead and start with the some of the obvious things first, okay? Let's go ahead and start with the clicky switches here, okay? Now, first of all, I modified this. Now, how the Preon 2 came, honestly, was this aluminum cap, okay, that came in here. Now, it was way too easy to click that on and off, and it would just turn on and I'd run my light down. Now, I noticed that the rubber portion of the Streamlight Stylus Pro, it actually fit down under there. So I took that aluminum piece off, replaced it with a rubber piece, and it fixed the problem. And it's actually, the tension is perfect. It requires a pretty good amount of tension to turn it on. So now it is not going to turn on accidentally. Now, the Nextorch K3 is much better than the Preon 2 was out of box. However, not as stiff as the modified version, okay? So I did find myself, the other day I had this clipped to my EDC bag, and I noticed that I had inadvertently clicked it on, okay? So, you know, one thing to be, I guess, just mindful of. I don't think that's going to happen all the time, but it can happen, okay? Now, working our way down to the clips here, they're both actually pretty well done, honestly. You'll notice the Nextorch is a bit deeper as far as carry is concerned if you use those clips. Now, I personally prefer a little more in the way of retention, something that doesn't just slip right off of your clothing so readily, although I suppose that's what most people would want. That's not what I'm after exactly. So what I've actually done is put it in this little sleeve that came with the Stylus Pro, and then I fully submerge this down into my back pocket, okay? So, and, you know, I do that because I'd hate to lose either one of these lights. That'd just really suck, So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the lighting itself here, okay? Now, like I said, they're both fantastic lights, and they offer just great capabilities, both of them, okay? Now, the one thing I do prefer about the Preon 2 is the actual interface. I believe there's 7 modes in total. Now, it always turns on the lowest possible setting. Now, that low setting is going to be 2.2 lumens, and it's going to run for about 23 hours. The medium setting is 26 lumens. It's going to run for 6 hours. And then the high is said to be 192 lumens. I've seen different reports on the box. It actually says 160, and I think it's a little closer to that because honestly, the Nextorch is brighter than this light. So I'm sure that they have changed throughout. Although I believe this is a Gen 2, you know, I'm sure they keep you know, changing. So I don't really know what the discrepancy is there. Now, in addition to those 3 modes, and frankly, I just usually stay in those 3 modes, what you can do is you can actually just soft click all the way through them 3 times, and then you're going to start a strobe. You do it again, and that's going to be your SOS, okay? And then, we'll do it again, and that's going to be your beacon, and then that's, I believe that's beacon high, okay? So, that may or may not be important to you, but that is the different, you know, the different settings it comes with, okay? They're all very easy to get to. Now, the Nextorch, on the other hand, it has a memory system. Now, whatever setting you have it on for 5 seconds or more, it's going to stay in that setting. So we'll go ahead and turn this on. I don't know where it's going to come on. Honestly, I don't even know what that is, okay? This is low, okay? So now on its low setting, it is going to be it's 38 hours is supposed to be its runtime, and it's 25 lumens, okay? Now from here, I believe it goes to strobe, which I don't like, okay, yeah. And then, yeah, see, that's medium, I believe, yeah. So I think, yeah. Yeah, this is medium, I'm pretty sure. So, anyway, the medium is 70 lumens. It's going to run for about 160 minutes. And then the max is 180 lumens, and that's going to run for 26 minutes. Now, notice, you're going to notice the short run times, okay? But the nice thing about these lights, and honestly, I use them every single day, is more times than not, that very first click, or, you know, in that low mode, is going to be more than enough light. It might surprise you, honestly, especially, you know, if you're in the dark. So, however, if you do need just a flood of light, something, I don't know, let's say you're looking for something, or you just need a lot of light, the nice thing about these lights is either one of them, they are going to give that to you. Now, obviously, this comes at shorter burn times, and if you want longer burn times, obviously, you're going to either want to go with like a AA version, or better yet, you know, into some of those more exotic battery types, you know, thicker form factors and all of that, okay? So you got to consider what the light is for, and they're both obviously are going to have the same use there, all right? Now let's go ahead and look at the form factor. If we check out both of these, they are, you'll notice the Nextorch is actually a tiny bit thinner. Now that's not noticeable in pocket, but you will notice that the Preon is shorter. Now that is one thing that I honestly like. You know, just kind of that shorter form factor. It buries, you know, into my pocket, and I just kind of like it. Not that the long one bugs me, I just kind of like that this is short. Now, on the Nextorch, you'll see this kind of this stainless ring. I think that's a nice touch, and they're both actually fantastic looking lights. Now, if we're talking just strictly from a practical standpoint, and I have to be honest, the Nextorch is honestly, the lighting is better. It's just cleaner. There's not as big of a hot spot. You don't get the, you know, quite as big of like halos and stuff. It's just cleaner, brighter. It's probably a little more crisp, maybe a colder light. I don't know exactly how to say it. It's just honestly a better light. Perhaps I can roll in some footage. Not that the Preon 2 is any slouch, and as a matter of fact, it's kind of groundbreaking, and I could be wrong on this, but I think 4.7s was the very first to integrate their XPG2 Cree bulb in you know, in a pen light like this. So they kind of paved the way for other companies to make awesome lights. Okay, so you know, both of them are fantastic. If I'm going straight for just light, I want a clean light, I honestly think this is a better option. The interface is, for me, is much easier. Although I like the idea of a memory system, this just seems to be much more functional. Now, I can't tell you how many times, like, if my wife is sleeping or something, I come in, I have to look for something, I just click this on, and in this low mode, it doesn't give off too much light to where it's going to wake her up. So I like that it goes in low mode, you know, because you can very, very easily get up to max if that's what you need. With this one, half the time, I don't know what mode it's going in. I usually keep it in low, but if I accidentally automatically or turn it on for a second, it's not going to remain in that. So half the time I'm not certain where, you know, the light is. So, you know, just some food for thought. Now, as far as impact resistance, they're both rated for 1 meter. So, you know, you can drop these at 1 meter and they're supposed to withstand the impact. As far as waterproofness is concerned, they're supposed to go down to 3 meters. Now, I have not tested this. However, I do have water here. Now, I wanted to do this right here on camera. Not that this is, you know, some awesome test or anything. This is more for me, though. And I don't know. Maybe I should have checked this out a little more. I modified this, like I said, so I don't know how this is going to hold up. I'll be really bummed if this screws up. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Drop it in. That's good. Okay. And then we'll turn that on high. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So there is a difference, like I was saying, between static and dynamic. Static would obviously be sitting. Dynamic is moving. Waterproofness. Okay. I don't know how they test or rate these, but you know, that's all they have is, you know, they say they're rated for you know, 3 meters. So whatever that's worth. Okay. We wipe these off really quick. Get rid of this water. So, I guess what I'm trying to say, honestly, this is going to be largely personal preference, okay? Both awesome and fantastic lights. I really can't say enough good about either one of them. As far as the price is concerned, I believe the Nextorch comes in anywhere from, I don't know, $30, $35, and then the Preon about $40 to $45, I believe. Now, so there's roughly a $10 difference here. Now, I don't know if it's justified or not. I have carried this one more. I love this light, but I don't know if you're like me and the interface is important to you and you like this, maybe that is worth the extra $10. But as far as the actual light quality is concerned, I don't think it is, honestly. I don't think it is worth the extra money. So, both fantastic. You're really not going to, you're not going to go wrong with either one of these. Like I said, both great pocket clips. I really like the look of that wire pocket clip. It actually works especially well, especially if you're wearing like a pocket knife with a wire clip, like a Spyderco Sage 3 or something like that. It looks real nice with that. But anyway, that's just some thoughts on two of my favorite pen lights. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, you guys. So, anyway, that's the review. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave your mark in the comment section. Anyway, until next time, this is Palagi, signing off.